On the Chris Who Plays Games, this is your CPG Rant of the evening. You know how much you want to have a verified checkmark on YouTube? How about Twitter? How neat would it be to be a Twitch partner, or be one of those few indie titles on the Nintendo Switch in its first year? All this would be pretty cool, right? You know what's the same between all of them? They're all forms of artificial scarcity. YouTube could give everyone the checkmark tomorrow. So could Twitter. Technically speaking, these items cost no money, and since they have almost no features attached to them, they have almost no cost at all. And they're likely just a single column in some database somewhere. One well-crafted SQL statement later, and you're on track to fame and fortune, except not. As The Incredibles taught us, if everyone's special, no one is. These items have value because they are scarce. By intentionally limiting the number of people who have been granted these features, they gain value. By being one of the lucky few, you gain prominence. And how much prominence you gain correlates directly with the perceived scarcity or availability. The more people who have a verified tick mark on Twitter, the less value it has because you are no longer special. Now, this is one of the biggest problems I've always had with people who demand a verified tick on YouTube or Twitter while being smaller creators or non-notable personalities on the YouTube platform. It's the type of request that can only make sense if you believe that you are somehow special. Because if everyone with more than 10,000 subscribers was on YouTube got the verified checkmark, or everyone with more than 5,000 followers on Twitter, you'd have millions. And it applying to you would have no value. The notion of artificial scarcity is hardly unique. It applies across a broad spectrum of spaces. Any place where you have humans doing manual selection, people attempt to game the system, to gain favor, to work around whatever criteria they are, or to gain a way that is outside the norms. This is why on YouTube, you used to be able to purchase a verification checkmark for $50. Users would use their access to the YouTube partner management system to request a verification checkmark for you, working around the normal process. Now, artificial scarcity isn't by default a bad thing. By applying human judgment to situations, it's possible to apply human judgment to some thresholds. But when there's an idea that these mechanisms are straightforward and egalitarian, it can be misleading and can lead people to dangerous decision making. Oh, if I just get enough followers, then I'll get the Twitter checkmark. Well, maybe, but don't expect enough to be the same as many as people who already have it. Say for YouTube's checkmark, which demonstrably has channels which have zero content or subscribers who have the feature. The sense of artificial scarcity seems to be a major piece of the Twitch cult as well, as far as I can tell. Partner status is coveted, not just on platform, it carries over to the physical world as well. At PAX East, in their relatively large booth, something like 1/3 of the total space was dedicated to a space which was only available or accessible to partners. The partner lounge had full-time staff guarding the entrance, ensuring that none of the rabble were allowed to enter the space, which means that Twitch was literally paying people to keep others out of their booth. Most of the time when I walked by, the partner lounge was empty, like an airplane flying with empty first-class seats, while every seat and coach is full. Of course, not every aspect of the Twitch partner status is artificial. Many of their partner features are technical restrictions where actual scarcity plays a role. There's no guarantee of encoding for your content, for example. Many of the most exciting new features are rolled out only to partners, and there's no opportunity for on-platform revenue generation if you're not one of the chosen few. So ads, Twitch bits, subscriptions, and their integration into getting a cut of game sales are all attached to partner status. But there's still an artificial aspect which is encouraged as well. And this approach seems to work. Like, people aspire to this level of greatness despite the fact that only 0.7% of Twitch streamers in 2016 were partnered. In many cases, the same group of people who would have hung out in an early stage Occupy Wall Street rally and shouted, "We are the 99% and asking for rights, will gladly cheer for features where only 1% of people will ever get on the website that they bleed purple for. It works. And why? Well, likely for the same reason that so many will vote for lower taxes for the rich while not lowering them for the middle class, even when they're in the middle class. In the same way that every middle class family is a temporarily embarrassed millionaire, every aspiring streamer on Twitch is a temporarily embarrassed non-partner. Everyone sees themselves as having the ability to grow into that role. That if they tough it out and do the work, and they will be seen, that they'll get partnership status if they can just put in the hours and everything will be great because they'll be in that upper class atmosphere. Likely not true, but it is what they think. Now on YouTube, of course, there's a slightly more egalitarian approach. While it's certainly the case that all platforms have some level of special treatment, again, channels with 0 subscribers and verification tick mark, YouTube has always taken the approach of attempting to maximize the ability for even the smallest creator to be rewarded by the platform. Monetization, enable it on day one. Before you ever upload a video, you can be in a situation where you can make money from it. You're only going to have one popular piece of content ever? No worries, you can still monetize it. It's exactly what I did with my one viral video, which made me thousands of dollars. If you don't want to make money, no problem. If you're not making money, YouTube doesn't run ads on your content. Unlike Twitch, where they run the ads anyway and pocket the cash, as far as I know. There's no limits to features like higher bit rates. There's simple and relatively low limits on things like custom URLs at 100 subs to prevent abuse, or super chat and paid content so that creators don't get tons of money stuck behind an AdSense payout wall in Nowheresville. At various now well-defined levels of a specific metric, you get access to more features. For example, access to YouTube creator event invites at 1,000 subs, access to YouTube Spaces at 10,000, and to a verification tick mark at 100,000. Heck, YouTube even started offering direct creator support to tens of millions of channels in June of last year. Every channel that monetizes has a direct email-based support option. Now, as I've said, YouTube wasn't always this egalitarian. As I've said, YouTube wasn't always this egalitarian. Over the past years, there's been a lot of normalization of the various requirements. With the Opal Bronze subsystem and open access to partner support, it wasn't always this consistent. And there are still systems where who you know is important. Getting your own YouTube Red original show doesn't happen based on the number of subs you have, and don't even get me started on the sponsor button. But it's a goal. Broadcast yourself applies to everyone. And to see artificial scarcity held up as an ideal, to see people aspire to a height they'll never reach, to get excited about features they will never have, instead of embracing a more egalitarian platform where many of those features are available for everyone, it hurts. Not just for me, because we know that I bleed red in the same way that Twitch fans bleed purple, or alternatively, I'm a terrible corporate shill, but I worry about all those people aspiring to a goal that they'll probably never reach, because they want to reach that coveted status, and they're most likely going to fail by sheer force of numbers. The majority of people aren't in the top 1%. Don't be fooled by artificial scarcity or platforms that, target the best only for the top 1%. Don't be lulled thinking it's egalitarian or fair or right. It's not. It's not just based on success. It's not a level playing field. Instead, when humans get involved in the decision-making process, it's something else entirely. It's a judgment on what they want to do with the platform. It's not about your success. It's about your success combined with someone else's ideal. And when you strive for that scarcity, playing right into the hands of the people who created it. I'm the Chris who plays games. This has been your CPG rant of the evening on artificial scarcity. You can check out some of my other rants on Twitch versus YouTube gaming and other things like that on my channel. Thank you very much, and have a good night.